may be the calm before the storm, but already a capacity crowd has thundered to life. The signal is given to start the 2002 ATPA pulling season, and with it, the rumble of several thousand horsepower. The big guns are here, all drawn and ready. In spirits, they're sky high and soaring. It's extreme dirt slinging action with an attitude. Next. In the wintertime, you can't do any farming, so you just as well have a truck and tractor pull. But to do that, with temperatures in the teens outside, you'll move inside in Fort Wayne, Indiana. You're taking a look right now at the pit area of the Winter Nationals as the ATPA Jasper Engine and Transmission Pulling Series kicks off for 2002. On this week's coverage, we're going to be bringing you these. Hello, everyone. I'm Ted Jones, your host, and these happen to be Lucas Oil Unlimited Super Stocks. Here is a four-time world champion, the defending world champion from last year, Jordan Lustig's beautiful silver bullet entry. And I like the paint job on this, especially the little bullet details right here. If you think that is gorgeous, take a look underneath the hood, folks. He has this thing detailed out to perfection. Now, in addition, on today's show, we're also going to bring you some truck pulling. Two-wheel drives, you'll love them. Front ends hanging in the air. As a matter of fact, they're ready to get started right now. And we'll be getting started with Daryl Varner, the Utterly Smooth out of Midway, Kentucky. Joining me in the booth, as usual, our expert analyst, Tom McConnell.
One of the toughest tractors in this Duramax diesel two-wheel drive class on the Jasper Pulling Series, the Utterly Smooth sponsored Chevrolet. He will set the mark to beat, and a new rule this year, Ted, no test pullers. The first guy has to pull it to the max. He has no option of keeping or dropping that pull. Screaming and shaking the noise down here at Memorial Coliseum, 289.40. Let's go trackside with Ken Stout.
289.40, not bad, but can it be beat?
I don't know. There's a lot of good trucks back there. Utterly Smooth S10 Chevrolet done the best it could do. I wish it would have transferred just a little bit more. Might have gotten me a little better bite out of the hole, but as of right now, I'm pretty pleased. I just hope it holds up.
How do you feel about the track? Apparently it's changed pretty drastically from earlier today.
The track is holding more moisture tonight, and that's causing it to kind of make the sleds tug real hard and sponge, this ground sponge. And this afternoon we had some dust up on top of it, and you could really run fast with it.
By the way, a full pull is 300 feet, so that gives you an idea of how important 289 feet is. Now the up and gone of a regular performer here on the Jasper Transmission Pulling Series, Don Finney out of Paris, Illinois, with another Chevrolet S10.
In fact, he has really upgraded this machine, a brand new motor combination as well as a new paint scheme. It's really clean. Don Finney on his way to a very good run. Wheels up. He will come up short, though. 264 and change will not get the job done.
Now let's check in once again with Ken Stout, who has a special award to present this evening.
I wanted to take a couple of minutes to show you an absolutely gorgeous two-wheel drive truck, one that we typically don't get a chance to see. It's called the Hunter, and it's driven by Adrian Hunter. Now, Adrian has worked pretty hard to get this beautiful 2000 Ford F-150 here. Where did he come from? A place called Medicine Hat, Alberta, up in Canada, just a little bit north of Montana. And he is actually a Canadian champion. He's also earned some points in the Rocky Mountain Pullers Association as well. Adrian, walk on over here for a second. Ask you a couple of questions. I'll tell you, this truck is just absolutely gorgeous, but what are you doing down here in Indiana?
Well, we're trying to go pulling, and we're in the Winter Nationals now, and we qualified to go, and we want to come down and see if we can win it.
What are you utilizing for power?
This is a shotgun Ford engine, 575 cubic inch, and we hopefully put out about 2,500 horsepower.
Really? Are you able to put this thing on the dyno?
Yeah, we had it on the dyno last year, and we got over 2,300, and we made quite a few changes this year, so we're expecting about 2,500, and when we get back, we'll be putting it on the dyno again.
Well, this truck is very beautiful, and because of how it looks and the distance that you traveled, you're going to win this week's Lucas Oil Best Appearing Award. It is gorgeous. Congratulations.
Well, thank you very much.
Well, Adrian finished 5th earlier this afternoon in the regional two-wheel drive category. Right now, though, we're in the Duramax Diesel Grand American category, where you're seeing all your favorites that you see regularly on ESPN2, and this is one of them, the Valco-sponsored team, Rich Sanford, the Just for Fun GMC. This guy has taken some wild rides in the past, Dan.
Indeed, he has. Matter of fact, always has problems with the engine. He pushes them just a little too hard, blows them up. If they don't blow up, usually he goes out for a full pull. Not today. 274.24 feet for Rich Sanford. Will not take the lead. Now, coming up next is Jason Jackson. Of course, he calls it a pair of jacks from Noblesville, Indiana, just north of Indianapolis, with a Dodge.
Well, of course, the pair of jacks refers to his brother Jason, who also pulls in the K&N four-wheel drive category, which you'll see that class later on this year on ESPN2 as well. Hey, the Dodge is making some groundway. Look at that awesome tire speed, but he will come up short, 282.12.
Yeah,
good enough
good
for
enough
second.
for second place. That's right. Barely by. Now here comes the man, the guy that's dominated in this series, Roger Simon, who has two different trucks. This is the Chevy, Simon says, out of Farley, Iowa.
Look at the ground speed out of it. These guys are going down the track about 40 miles an hour, but the tires are turning about 150 up in the air. Simon takes over the lead. The Chevy fans love it.
Well, so does Simon. You can bet on that. Ken Stout is there to find out.
293.32. Pretty good job on a track that appears to be drying out pretty quickly.
Yeah, I think the track's going to get a little better, and I don't know. It's going to hold for a while, I hope. I hope the longs don't take me out right away, but they're good. It's anybody's game yet.
So here's the way they stand thus far in the competition, our Lucas Oil leaderboard. You can see Roger Simon at 293 feet. Of course, the full pull is 300 feet. This reminder, we're brought to you by Lucas Oil Products, #1 in the trucking industry. And by Jasper Engines and Transmissions, the nation's leader in remanufactured engines and transmissions. Back in Fort Wayne, Indiana, we're covering the Canyon Fillers Winter Nationals as we get the Jasper Engines and Transmissions ATPA Pulling Series underway. We're going at it with two-wheel drives, and climbing up right now, firing up, is Ricky Long with his famous Willie Make It out of Glasgow, Kentucky, one of my favorite entries.
Beautiful new paint scheme on the Willie Make It of Ricky Long. It used to be pink, now it's got this exotic purple scheme to it. Just absolutely gorgeous.
I love the flame job on the front end of that Willie's truck, by the way. Well, let's see Willie Make It.
Well, this is one of the guys that Roger Simon was really concerned with. On his way to an awesome pull. It's got to be 293.32.
Nah, way short, 282 feet. Now, we asked earlier Lisa Tatum, who's a regular participant here, what it's like to drive one of these trucks.
What's up? This is Lisa Tatum. I'm the driver of Foolish Pleasure, which is a 6,200-pound super modified pulling truck. It may look like your average everyday Chevrolet S10, but I'm here to tell you there's a lot more to it than it seems. Back here on the truck is the business end of the truck. It's actually where the horsepower meets the track. These tires are definitely bigger than your everyday conventional tires. They are custom made for the two-wheel drive class. As you can see, they've got the grooves cut in here for some traction. Periodically throughout the season, we have to go in there and resharpen, re-groove the tires. They can help you, give you that little bit of edge sometimes that you may need to win. Well, this is my office. This is where I conduct all of my business throughout the summer when I'm running the Jasper Engines and Transmissions Grand American Point Series. As you can see, the motor's right in front of me, and I sit in the middle here, so it's set up also, as I was talking about earlier, different than your everyday average S10. The wheels actually stand up 4 to 5 feet in the air, so I have to drive almost through the bottom of the truck because you can't see much out of the windshield. So you may ask, how am I going to steer that? Well, that would be through these right here. I have a left and a right brake actually, so that if my truck is veering to the left, I can get on that right brake, which will stop the right wheel from spinning, and that'll get me back on the track where I need to go. And so if my feet are busy controlling the brakes, then how the heck do I get on the throttle? Well, that would be this right here, and she's awfully touchy. So by using that and uses my brake pedals and the steering wheel, that's what helps me get it down the track. So let's move on and talk about what gets me down the track, and that would be this puppy right here. Also not like found in your typical S10 truck. This motor is quite a bit different. It's a Sassy Racing Engines 526 cubic inch Keith Black Hemi producing over 2,000 horsepower. It's a type of motor that you may see in a top fuel drag car if you're familiar with that at all. The only difference is we run on alcohol, they run on nitro, and it's also geared a little bit different so we can pull that sled. John Force, eat your heart out. And my fire chute's a little bit cleaner too. People may ask how in the world you can get psyched up to control a machine producing over 2,000 horsepower. Well, for me, it's pretty easy. Once I get in there and I get backed up to the sled, I'm in my own little world. Once she's put in first gear and ready to go, shimmy and shake a little bit, get comfortable in the seat, buckle my seatbelt, clap my hands, let my dad know I'm ready, and off I go.
A very popular puller. Lisa Tatum will be up just a little bit later on. Right now, we have another puller coming up.
This is Keith Long. We just saw his brother Ricky pull with the Willie Macon. Now, Roger Simon has admitted he's very concerned about the Long boys, as he refers to them. This brother team is very, very tough. Keith on his way to an awesome run, but he too will come up short. I'll tell you what, Roger Simon just dodged a big bullet, but here's another big bullet. Stan Shelton with the cutting edge. New London, North Carolina.
And it looks as if that Ford is on a great run. Boy, what a beautiful paint job, too, on that truck. Wheels in the air, pulling. Oh, he's going to go. No, not quite. 291 feet. He needed 292.
And remember what Lisa Tatum, who just did the interview just a little bit ago, she was talking about when that truck's up in the air, you've got to control it with the brakes. That cost Stan Shelton some distance on the far end. Now it's Lisa's turn to see if she's learned from anything from anybody else in the class. Comes out, starting to rock and roll a little bit hard and bouncing.
What a job for the Foolish Pleasure. The front end high in the air. 273 feet. Nice driving job. Lisa held it straight and true. Just didn't have enough horsepower. Now, you're not seeing double. Remember, we told you that Simon Says has two trucks. This one is a Dodge.
Do not count this truck out. Two-time Grand American Jasper Engines points champion in this Duramax diesel two-wheel drive class.
Trying to take the lead away from himself. He's the current leader in the other Simon Says truck. He'd like to finish 1 and 2. He's done it many times before, but he won't do that tonight. Stan Shelton in there in second place, 291 feet. And Danny Hubert, the Jack Daniels entry out of Bowling Green, is coming up.
This will be the last two-wheel drive in the class. Roger Simon's got to be sweating bullets now. This is his hope to win the title here.
Whoa.
He will not do it. Wow, Danny Huber, the truck literally unloads from the track. Let's check it out with the Lucas Oil replay. Now, Daryl Barter was talking earlier about the track conditions being so hard and rough, and look at it. Wow.
Well, nothing like picking up where you left off.
Oh, yeah, it's nice to win with these guys out here because they're really tough. And the Dodge, we're out of gears. We didn't have enough gear. We should have fattened the motor.
So here's the way they finished up Roger Simon, number 1, and all the way down through number 10 where we find Stan Shelton. When we come back, we'll have the Unlimited Superstock. Stay with us, please. Back at the Coliseum in Fort Wayne, Indiana, the K&N Winter Nationals. We're ready to get things going now with the Lucas Oil Unlimited Superstock category. A little bit about this class as we watch the first John Deere start to pull.
This has got to be the most extreme motorsport, and this is probably the most extreme category on the ATPA Jasper Pulling Series. These guys take what used to be a stock block motor that used to make maybe 200 horsepower, most of which are 6 cylinders. They're now making in excess of 3,000 horsepower. They can run up to 4 turbochargers. They are awesome.
Ken Stout is with our first puller.
Pretty wild ride there, Dwayne.
Yeah, she gave me a little chase around the track. But it wasn't too bad.
What made it go right or go left? Any idea?
I don't know, it's just the way the track kind of hooked from one side to the other. I didn't really get on the brake either. It just kind of wanted to rock its way around.
And a reminder to you, for all of the latest news and notes from the world of motorsports, visit rpm.espn.com. And our next puller pulling into position right now, Larry Roberts Jr., the big toy out of Wilmington, Ohio.
This tractor formerly owned by Joe Kwiatkowski. In fact, This tractor won this event last year. Joe will still be out here on his John Deere, but so does Case IH to Larry Roberts. Larry on an awesome run in this Lucas Oil Unlimited class.
Awesome run indeed, Tom. 306 feet. That is a full pull and some. We got to take a look at that again.
So check out our Lucas Oil replay. I just want to tell you what's behind this, Ted. That is 3,500 horsepower. The tractor weighs 8,000 pounds. The tires are 30 inches wide. They're turning 150 miles an hour.
Jeff Hurt's here with us at the Winter Nationals, of course, driving the famed AGCO Alice called Running Bear in the unlimited superstock category. Really one of the toughest tractors in the category. And rumor has it that there's a little heated rivalry that has reared its ugly head between him and the defending champion of the class, Jordan Lustig, who drives the Silver Bullet. Jeff, do you know anything about this?
Oh, I don't know. I just hope that we can beat him this year. We're going to give it our best, and hopefully we can be on top, and he'll be in our place next year and just won't have such good luck. And they did a good job, but hopefully we can beat him.
See, now you're getting real politically correct on me, and that's not like you at all. Now climb down off of that fence and tell me how you really feel. What's going on here?
Oh, I don't know. There's been a lot going on and that, and it's just a lot of talk behind everybody's back, and they want to start that, and everybody wants to do this and that. We'll do what it takes. We're just going to try to step our program up and try to beat them.
Driver of the Silver Bullet is Jordan Lustig, and he is the 2001 defending champion in the unlimited superstock category. And while on the back of his jacket it says champion, what it really is a big fat bullseye, and people like to get after the champion, and it looks like a little verbal abuse has already worked its way over from Jeff Hurt and the Running Bear team.
Yeah, those guys, they like to talk about us. That's how we're cheating, you know, everything that we do. But you know, we just do our thing, and if they do their thing, we're usually on top. But you know, on a consistent basis, we lay it on them pretty good.
Whoa, things heating up right here, Tom, with Joe Kwiatkowski, by the way, at John Deere, taking care of business. Now, is he in this thing?
He's very much a player. In fact, right now, he's got to beat the tractor that he sold last year.
Well, it doesn't look like he's going to get that done. No, only 284 feet. Now, you know, because it's so cold outside here in the winter in Fort Wayne, Indiana, the tractors are having a little bit of trouble, the diesel tractors, because diesel fuel, when it gets extremely cold, starts to gel up. We first discovered the problem with some of the tow tractors, Tom.
That's right. Last year out here at the Winter Nationals in Fort Wayne, the weather was so cold that just what you said, Ted, the tow tractors and the actual diesel tractors that participate, the fuel was gelling up on them. But thanks to Lucas Oil, they came up with a product called Extreme Cold Weather Fuel Treatment, and not only are the actual pulling vehicles using it, but so are the tow tractors that tow these vehicles in from the coldness outside. And we also have pickup trucks, some Duramax diesels out there that are also towing these vehicles into the pit.
So thanks to Lucas Oil, the problem solved this year. Dave Marino, the Show Me Showdown, is the next boy.
That's right. Dave is the promoter of the ATPA World Finals out in Macon, Missouri, one of the top 10 pullers in this Lucas Oil Unlimited class, but he's having problems. He will come up short as we check out the Lucas Oil leaderboard. Larry Roberts, last year's tractor defending champion, he's in the lead.
In the lead big time with a full pull. We'll have more of them when we return to Fort Wayne. The Winter Nationals from Fort Wayne, Indiana, brought to you by K&N Filters. Ask for them by name. And by Duramax Diesel, the most powerful diesel engines available in a heavy-duty pickup. We continue on now with our Superstock category. Backing up is that defending champion, Jordan Lustig, with the famous Silver Bullet. By the way, he's from 84, Pennsylvania.
Just outside of Pittsburgh, and as we said, defending Lucas Oil World Champion. Listen to the sound. It's not a six-cylinder, it's a V8. It is a floating finish line. He's got to be 306.06. No! Larry Roberts just dodged a big bullet, the Silver Bullet.
And our Ken Stout is there waiting on him.
Sound like this thing dropped a cylinder about 3/4 of the way down through here, and I heard a pretty big pop up there at the starting line when you went to fire it. Any relation?
Yeah, I'm going to bet that probably was. There at the starting line, it backfired through the exhaust. If I had to guess, it probably monkeyed up one of the exhaust push rods or rocker arms or something. but it did hang on there for about 200 feet. Then we're pulling on 7 cylinders, so I think we can make it in the finals top 5.
Well, it's not over yet. Here comes the running bear of Jeff Hurd out of Port Clinton, Ohio, up there on the lake.
And remember, he's no fan of Jordan Lustig, none whatsoever, so not very close to say the least. But he's trying right now, though, to gun for Larry Roberts on his way to doing so close.
300 feet, he needed 306. Well, that's good for second place. Watch the ATPA Alice. Let's see exactly how he did it with a Lucas Oil replay. You can see not getting those wheels all that high in the air. That's the secret.
Got to ask you, Jeff, sounded like you almost clicked this thing off too early, man.
Oh, I don't know what happened. I will check it out. Maybe ignition went bad. Did we beat the white?
Well, yeah, you did beat the white, and you did go across the 300-foot mark by about 18 inches.
It's not far enough. We're not ahead of the International, but, hey, we got to thank Jasper, Lucas Oil, K&N, Jacobs Electronics, ATPA, Fort Wayne Coliseum, everybody for having us. Power Box, if it wasn't for all them, we wouldn't be here. Thank the crowd, everybody for watching.
Earlier today, Ken Stout made this special award.
Robert Galloway's Unlimited Superstock tractor is certainly impressive, and he is going to win this week's Jasper's Engines and Transmissions Best Engineered Award. This thing is absolutely awesome, and a lot of people, of course, really enjoy the Unlimited Superstock category. These things are bad to the bone. How much horsepower is this thing putting out?
Well, Riley, I don't know what it is per se, but they say it could be anywhere from 2,800 to 3,000 horsepower. So, that's a bunch of horsepower.
Without a doubt. Tell me about some of the changes that you've had to do to this power plant to get it in this class.
Well, it's an overhead cam motor, which, a lot of people, you can't go and buy it off the market shelf, but you can have it made, and then you can run it as per se on a John Deere block. You got to run a John Deere block, John Deere tractor, But you do that, you run 3 turbochargers, It's all the late technology that you can get on one.
Well, let's see how the Hulk can do right now as Robert Galloway from Strawberry Plains, Tennessee, just outside of Knoxville, begins pulling the gear.
Very tough John Deere, but running a very small motor, but I would not count him out. Look at him having some control problems. This is why they call this the most extreme motorsport in the world, bouncing all over trying to control the 3,000 horsepower.
Well, it hasn't put on the brakes.
Yeah, it's just all over the place. Now, here comes one of the most awesome of all time. Won the event on ESPN2 last year in Henry, Illinois. This is Barry Blackburn, the last one in the class. Not enough. Roberts wins it.
Well, you did a heck of a job here tonight, I'll tell you what. Some pretty tough competition.
Well, thank you. I want to thank the ATPA for having me here. The Coliseum is a great place to pull, the indoor pull. Couldn't ask for much more. Appreciate my wife and kids for the tractor they give me for the anniversary, and couldn't ask for much more than that.
Boy, what an anniversary present for Larry Roberts, 306 feet. Jeff Hurd in second place at 300.
That's right. In fact, his wife and kids gave him that tractor for the anniversary. What a deal.
What a story indeed. One final award, the K&N Hot Bull of the Day.
Had to go to Danny Hubert in the Duramax Diesel two-wheel drive class. The truck actually made so much power and so much momentum. Watch right here at the end. It actually unloaded from the track. It came right out of the groove, and hot goes the weasel there.
Well, I've heard of blowing your doors off, but never shaking them off. That'll be a wrap for this edition. For Fort Wayne, Indiana, I'm Ted Jones. For Tom McConnell and Ken Stout, thanks for joining us. So long, everyone. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more, log on to ESPN.com.